everybody, and welcome back to All Leeds TV. Conor here. Hope you're doing fantastically well, and we are back here with your Middlesbrough preview. If you want to check out some fantastic mugs, scarves, towels, anything you like, check out Retro Hut in the description below. And obviously, if you like your watercolours, you like your prints, you like your paintings, check out Jonathan's art in the link description below. And let's get on with your preview. So guys, here we are, and we are here with your Middlesbrough preview. Now, a couple of games ago, I did say that this could be Leeds' little stickling point. The reason behind that is because we've not had an excellent record at the Riverside for many, many years now. One that sticks out to me is Luciano Becchio's second goal, which sent the Leeds fans into absolute raptures in the away end years and years ago. I think the setup was Robert Snodgrass. Correct me in the comment section below if that was a separate time. But listen, it's a big game for Leeds, a huge game for Leeds. I think we've got 3 games coming up now in Middlesbrough, Hull and Huddersfield, which we've got to be getting 7 points minimum for me. 7 points minimum. And in previous seasons, I wouldn't have said that. I really wouldn't, because Middlesbrough, notoriously very, very tough. They're a bit of a yo-yo team from the Championship to the Premier League, and they've always been a decent team in the Championship. But the resilience has departed Middlesbrough. They've only won 1 game since the new year, and they've had a torrid run of form, recently losing to Luton at home, obviously the weekend losing to Barnsley away. So we've got to go and play our game. Obviously, Marcelo Bielsa coming out today and saying that Calvin Phillips still has a little bit of a calf injury, but he's very optimistic that that is going to be cleared up by the Middlesbrough game. Also, Kiko Casilla with his finger injury the other day, he looks like he is still going to be fit, but I think you've got to be careful with Kiko, because obviously it is a goalkeeper injury with the finger. I genuinely think we're going to see Meslier coming in for Kiko, to be quite frank, which I'm absolutely happy with. Obviously, you guys know my thoughts on Meslier and Kiko and the setup there. I would have had Meslier in weeks ago, but that's just a managerial decision, and why I'm sat in my flat in front of a camera doing this, and Marcelo Bielsa is the ex-Argentina and Chile manager. But yeah, there's a continuing problem with Leeds United with regards to goals, but we have been churning the results out, haven't we? 2 successive 1-0 victories, 2 successive clean sheets, which is what you need for promotion. We've got 12 games left, and we're tallying that down now. We're one after the other, and by the end of these 3 games, it's going to be single figures. We're going to be 9 games left, and the end really is in sight there. The end really is in sight, and will Leeds United go on to get that beloved promotion which we've wanted for 16 years now, and will this be our prosperous return to the Premier League, to our home? But yeah, I mean, we've got a 5-point advantage over Fulham, and they're not really, there's not a lot of teams which are showing a lot of consistency in that chase impact. Brentford, Fulham, Nottingham Forest. If we can just get these next 3 games a minimum of 7 points, and we can open up a real gap, and that is massive, because, let's say if we go to a Cardiff away, hypothetically, we might be able to drop a few points. We've said this earlier on, but the difference between now and earlier on is the fact that there are less games. So if you look at the mathematics of it, the total points have reduced. So Leeds United will be able to go into the last run, the single-digit run of this season with a big advantage. And not only is that huge mathematically, but it's a big psychological impact on the opposition chase impact, because they might just turn around and think to themselves, right, well, this is the playoffs now for us. Leeds and West Brom, let's say, are too far ahead. So we're going to have to wait and see. But for me, this Middlesbrough game, they've still got quality players. I can't believe they are where they are. I mean, you look at the likes of Rudy Gestede. I know you might turn around and think, oh, well, he's a donkey, but Britta Sombolongi, look at the fees that these guys cost Middlesbrough to get in, and they're good players. They've got good youth coming through. They've had Tavernier come through, Lewis Wing, Johnny Howson's still there. Dale Fry, who was excellent at Ellen Road last year. Daniel Ayala, who none of us like, but, we would probably all have in our Leeds ranks somewhere or the other. Some of you might disagree with that, but, that's just it. I do think they've got quality within their ranks. And Spence as well, who's been kept on the bench for Borough, who I really do like. He's a very good player, very quick up and down the wing. So we'll have to wait and see. It is one of those where Borough do have the players. George Saville as well. I think a big loss in the changing room was definitely Darren Randolph. Obviously, He has been injured for a large amount of time, but the experience will have been a big factor in letting someone like him go back. I do believe Paddy McNair is going to be coming back into the fold, I think, for Middlesbrough, which is a big boost. You know, someone with a decent level of experience, but will he be able to deal with the Leeds United press, with the Leeds United intensity? That remains to be seen, and will remain to be seen until 7:40 on Wednesday evening. So I think these next 3 games, as I've mentioned a couple of times now, I think we've got to see them as I mean, I'd say 9 points. I think I'd be really disappointed in these next 2 games if we don't get maximum points, because if we want that second position, if we want that first position, if we want the championship, we just need to get these games under our belts. And we still do have some, you know, let's make no bones about it, guys. The teams at the bottom are going to be fighting for their lives. You know, you look at the Middlesbroughs, you look at the Hulls, you look at the Huddersfields, who are going to take this game as the cup finals as well. You know, you've got 3 teams there who absolutely can't stand Leeds United, and they'll no doubt sell out for each and every game. So they're going to make it the biggest game of the season. It's going to be 10 out of 10. What more could you want than to knock Leeds United off their pedestal? That's what these 3 teams are going to be thinking. So they're going to see this as a massive game, and I think Leeds have just got to rise to the occasion, something which we haven't done for years on end now. You know, there's been these occasions, we've seen it year in, year out, really, and Leeds now, we've got a different task. You know, we're not playing the top teams like we did last year, in my opinion. You know, your Villas, your Sheffield United, your Norwiches. We're now coming up against your maybe Lutons, your Barnsleys, your Hulls, your Huddersfields, your Middlesbroughs. These teams who are fighting for their lives. Is that going to be an advantage? Is that going to be a disadvantage? It's however you look at it, really. But I think we've got a cracking record against the bottom teams. But as I was discussing earlier on, there's going to be a different impetus for these smaller teams now. They need to fight for their lives. Think about the season before, when the promoted teams have come into this division and they don't want to get relegated again. They don't want to go through that, the lack of pay, you know, the good players going out of the club, the whole club turning around. They're not going to want any of that again. So the relegation fight is going to be huge, and it's going to start kicking on with sort of 10, 12 games to go. So this is something that Leeds need to work around. Do we fare better when teams come at us? I'm not 100% sure in the last couple of weeks, you know, in the last couple of months, really. Nottingham Forest came at us. We really, really struggled there, especially away from home. We do tend to struggle, in my opinion, when teams do come at us. So if teams are going to sit in, we're going to see a bit of a different lead. So we're going to see the breakdown of teams go quite well. And I think, you know, you look at someone like Bristol City in recent weeks, and they sat in against us and we just picked them off, completely picked them off. There was a lack of press, a lack of endeavour from Bristol City, and Leeds just continued to pick them off. So there might be a little bit of a difference there with the bottom half teams, but I do think that we're going to have the quality just to edge out these teams. So obviously with one of the top 6 teams to play for Leeds United, we're in a fantastic position. But as I've said, I know I've looked at other games in this preview, but we have got to take it one step at a time. And Middlesbrough are the next team ahead. Jonathan Woodgate's Middlesbrough. Is this going to be the final nail in Woodgate's coffin? A lot of Borough fans already calling for his head. And I've actually seen today a lot of Borough fans asking for Steve McLaren, which, I don't know, obviously did so well at Borough, but is that the right appointment? Is he going to get, you know, Borough to those dizzy heights again of the Championship top 6? But we'll have to wait and see, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you are a Middlesbrough fan and you are new to the channel, make sure you slap a subscribe and a like on the video, and comment. What do you think? Do you think Leeds are going to be a bit too much for Borough? Do you think it's going to be a closer affair, with this being a massive game for both clubs, really, not just Leeds United? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, as I've said. And check out the other guys' previews, which I'm sure will be out very soon. And I'll catch you in a bit.